Welcome back, everybody, to The Power of One. Today we're watching Wandavision Episode 7. Greetings, folks. Welcome to The Power of One, channel where I try and remind people that they have power to change the world. You are a power in and of yourself. Understanding that power is important. There's so many things in the world that can try and take that power away from you. Some external, some internal. One of the biggest issues that I wrestle with is chronic illness. I get migraines, very bad ones. And it's not just the migraine itself that I have to deal with. And it's not just the symptoms of their chronic illness that anyone has to deal with. It's everything else as well. Because these things can put us completely out of commission, and that results in being thought of as unreliable, of people losing faith in you, of not believing in you because they don't know what to expect. And fun fact, neither do we. It's aggravating, it's frustrating, and that just goes on top of whatever malady that we have to deal with. So to all those with chronic illness out there, you are still a power, even though it feels like your own body has taken your power away from you. Just remember that. People who are truly supportive will understand. They'll ask you questions about it. They'll want to understand what it is you're going through. And yes, if you use your chronic illness to play it up, take advantage of it, that's not right. We already have to suffer through these things, and we put the people around us through some things as well, because it can be frustrating for them not being able to help. But you know what, folks? We're all in this together. Find people to surround yourself with that understand, or at least want to understand, because even the effort is important. But that aside, let's move into the truly disturbing. I was going to say let's move into the happy, but yeah, nothing about this show has been the happy in a while. So here we are, episode 7. She just went ape in the last episode and expanded the border of this hexagon to save Vision. And she went a little overboard because she encompassed their entire camp and like a mile around the thing. Quicksilver lipped off a little much and got a hex bolt to the chest. So we'll see if there's any ramification from that. Both children manifested their powers. So that's going to be a step in a new direction. So let's find out where it's going to go from here. And I desperately hope that we get to see whoever her engineer is. And all of my money right now is riding on the fact that it's Riri Williams. I know everybody thinks it's going to be Reed Richards, but my money says Riri Williams. Let's find out, shall we?
Look, we've all been there, right? Letting our fear and anger get the best of us. Intentionally expanding the borders of the false world we created.
Okay, so it looks like we've moved into, I'm going to say, the early aughts. Definitely what was the name of the show? Modern Family. That's the name of the show. Couldn't remember for a good minute. Moved into a Modern Family style, talking directly to the camera, and almost like a documentary of the families. So we'll it's an interesting twist, because now we may get some added information that wouldn't be in the normal TV show. So we'll see. Also, the new opening, also very much Wanda-centric instead of the entire family, or emphasizing the togetherness with Vision, which is very telling for where her mindset is and the fact that they are being pulled further apart. This is going to be not good. As I predicted, this is not going to end well.
But they'll be fine. Vision is made of vibranium. They literally inherited tough skin.
I promise I won't bite.
I actually did bite a kid once.
Agnes, you are a lifesaver. Is there...
So my theory on why this is all happening is she's losing faith that what she did was right and that she's losing her focus. She's obviously so frazzled, it's amazing. And without that focus, everything's randomly changing and adjusting itself. This is how it begins to fall apart. There is no greater power than the righteous man. And when you no longer fear righteous, that power is gone.
Major Goodner,
Captain Rambo.
this is Agent Wu.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming. My mother would appreciate your loyalty.
She's not the only one we're loyal to, Captain.
All right. See, again, Marvel threw everybody for a curve. And this Major Goodner is not someone that I've ever heard of in the comics wise. So we'll see from there. Now, this Major seems to be running her own division in, this the R&D section of S.W.O.R.D., I guess. So it's possible someone on her team may still come up. But yeah, right now, Marvel curveball. Well done.
A unique antidepressant that works to anchor you back to your reality. Or the reality of your choice. Side effects include feeling your feelings, confronting your truth, seizing your destiny, and possibly more depression.
So today's commercial is definitely interesting. It makes me wonder if somehow Westview, New Jersey is a nexus of energy, which is why she chose there. But otherwise, it was just a straight up, look, you gotta face things. It was a message pointed at Wanda, definitely. And the other question that I have is for the S.W.O.R.D. people, the signal just utterly stopped. But it's still continuing on inside like it's a TV show. So the question is she overburdening herself? With the expansion out, does she not have enough power to not only maintain everything in the illusion, but keeping that signal going? Hopefully we'll get a few more answers.
She's super mom.
Ralph says I sugarcoat things, but you try telling a 10-year-old that his mother is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So again, even in the show, Agnes shows a little more awareness than most folk. It's going to be interesting to see how the boys react to things when everybody's not under mom's control and people aren't quiet, as he said.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I can get through. Your mom's lucky. When they were handing out kids, they gave her the toughest one.
Yes. And we have just seen the birth of another superhero. Hell yeah. Monica, I guarantee, is going to have her powers from here on out. This is amazing to me. Ooh.
Honestly, I'm a STEM type of lady, so I thought she just flipped a switch on your head and brought you back to life, but what I don't get is why you can't leave the Hex. The love you two have is real. You belong together.
So in this particular case, I think Darcy was the best one to deliver this information to Vision, because she does it in the Darcy way, which puts it in a unique spin, but he's accepting it a lot more with less anger or righteous indignation or anything like that. Like, she emphasized everything that happened, but with that end kicker of saying you two belong together. Like, he's accepting Wanda's reasons for doing what she did, not just doing what she did and being pissed at her about that. Like the episode where he got angry because he was scared and they almost went to blows. Like, that was coming about the information in the wrong way. But using Darcy to convey that information was the best move.
Missiles! Pietro!
Oh, Pietro, no, that wasn't us.
All you do is lie!
The worst thing I can think of has already happened to me. And I can't change it. I can't undo it. I can't control this pain anymore, and I don't think I want to. Because it's my truth.
Okay, that line in and of itself is extremely powerful. I have lost the people closest to me. I have lost both parents. And that line really struck me when she said it. You can't control that pain, but you eventually accept it as part of who you are. You don't want to change it. You don't want to roll it back. It's a powerful feeling. And put into words like that is very touching. It impacted me personally. So, hot damn. that was very good dialogue.
Where are the twins?
Oh, they're probably just playing in the basement.
Wanda did tell Agnes to take them, please. That's a binding contract.
Wanda. You didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you? The name's Agatha Harkness. Lovely to finally meet you, dear.
And I killed Sparky, too.
Alright, so one fan theory proven. I still don't think it's enough. There's gotta be more here. But, ladies and gentlemen, Agatha Harkness. One of the, if I remember correctly, more powerful, not so good magic users in Marvel Comics. So, we're in for a hell of a ride.
Snooper's gonna snoop.
So, now the real question is, how tied to Agatha is Pietro? Like, is he a construct? Was he someone that got pulled through the multiverse by Agnes? It's going to be interesting to see whose side he ends up landing on. Because, yeah, he didn't try anything violent. He was just like, hey, you snooping? Snooper's gonna snoop. So, Agatha Harkness. This is fantastic because it means they're slowly introducing the magic and darker side of Marvel Comics. Agatha Harkness was involved in what I consider one of the darker supernatural comic sides of Marvel, the Midnight Suns. It was the Night Stalkers, Blade. Agatha was involved. Lilith was involved. Ghost Rider, Vengeance, Johnny Blaze. All of them were part of that group, and it is one of those things that with the quality that Marvel has been kicking out, if they can do quality horror, I am all here for it, because hell yeah. You know? It'd be a little weird for some of the crossovers, because if you got this, you know, dark horror side of things and you try and cross Blade into the Avengers, he's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Or even worse, someone like Captain America visiting that side of Marvel, and wow, just that shining beacon of light amidst dark. So I am really interested in all of the doors that introducing Agatha Harkness. It's going to be amazing, and the potential that they're setting up here is great. You know, Agatha being on that side of things, and Agatha Harkness has been one of Doctor Strange's rogue gallery. So they've already set up several of them. And with the multiverse, they could literally introduce anyone else. You know, depending on how this ends with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Wanda being involved with that, Agatha may be involved with that. I mean, hell, at the end of this thing, they may bind her up and hand her to Wanda and be like, hey, teach her how to handle her shit. It's going to be interesting. I still have a feeling that we're going to get one or two more surprises / introductions to this whole thing. Because Agatha could not have been doing all of this on her own. I do not believe that Agatha has ever been seen as that powerful. Now, manipulating, you know, the one that is that powerful in Wanda, possible. But I still think that she was getting help from outside. So there is still the chance for Nightmare or Mephisto or any of the bigger bads on that side to make an appearance. I also think we're still going to get at least one more surprise appearance on the good guy side of things. Although Monica Rambeau getting her powers is one of the greatest things ever. Just in the little bits that they have shown, you know, with her eyes turning the blue, that bright, gorgeous blue. And it's amazing to me. So I cannot wait for her to show up in... she's got to show up in Captain Marvel 2, obviously, just because. And then giving her her own property because, yes. Oh, just this episode and the possibilities for Marvel's future that it opens. And we still got a couple of more episodes. Like, how ridiculous is that? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this little trip. And as with this show, it is always a trip. Just remember to hug and be patient with all your folks with chronic illness, whether it be mental illness, physical illness, just illin'. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? Patience is the key when handling things like this, because to people that haven't experienced it, it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating to the point where you just can't understand because you haven't been through it. You know, you don't know what it's like to wake up in pain or out of nowhere having a good day to be shut down. It's maddening. And all those with issues like that need is patience. Ask us questions, honest questions, not sarcastic ones or, you know, well, then explain it to me. We don't know where to start. We do not know where to start. Ask questions. It'll help us get the story out. But be patient. Use your power to help. And for those of us with chronic illnesses, remember, we still have power. We can still use it. We just have to use it in different ways. All right, folks. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment. I always love that. And we will get through everything together. Because we are all the power of one. I will see you next time, folks.